Diyan sa loob. Kasi nungalingan din yan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now look, yung salaysay ni former Major Fortaleza at yung salaysay po ni Colonel Padilla ay nagkakatugma. Ibig sabihin, itong dalawang salaysay ng dalawang taong ito ay nagkakatugma. Ibig sabihin, itong dalawang ito, laban sa isa, ay naging sinungaling sila.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ang magaling. Alright. Ito po, nagte-testify laban sa inyo. Laban sa inyo. And you're telling us, nagisinungaling itong dalawang ito, laban sa kanilang sinabi, itong si Padilla, GM Garma, ay active pa at this time. Ito pong si Major Fortaleza, may kaso na. Ibig sabihin, Colonel Garma, ikaw ay nakalabas, malaya ka. Itong si Major Fortaleza, nakakulong ito. Mas magsasabi ba ng totoo ang nakakulong sa nakalaya? Tell me. August 11, tumawag uli si Garma. At tinanong ako kung pwede ko ba daw padalhan ng pagkain yung mga nahulihan ng droga sa maximum compound. Binanggit ni former Major Fortaleza kanina na naghatid siya ng pagkain. Palagay mo kaya yung paghahatid niya ng pagkain na sinabi niya, nag-isinungaling pa ito? Colonel Garma, please lang. Oo, dalawa na ang nagsasabi. Dalawa na ang nagsasabi na nagkausap kayo at tumawag ka sa kanya, ikaw nag-iisa ka lamang. Ngayon, tatanungin ko pa yung dalawa diyang PDL. 4 na yan. 4 na laban sa isa. Colonel Garma, ibig sabihin itong 4 na ito, nagsisinungaling pa ito?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wow. Ngayon ito okay. Itong si Tata, sinabi niya sa kanyang affidavit dito, no? Kunin ko lang yung affidavit ito ni Tata. Sabi niya number 16, Tata, sabi mo tinan mo noong papalabas kami ng gate, narinig ko yung isang empleyado na puntahan si Fortaleza, sabihin nyo na may dalaw siya, pangatlo na yan ang classmate niya na si Garma. Ang Garma na tinutukoy ay si Lieutenant Colonel Royina Garma na sa pagkakaalam ko ay taga CIDG. Itong salaysay po na ito ni Tata, ito po ba ay pinapasinungalingan nyo rin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Kilala nyo ba si SPO4 Narsolis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anong pagkakilala nyo sa kanya?
Nakasama po namin siya sa
Nakasama
CIDG,
niyo saan?
Sa CIDG 11 po noon.
Colonel ka. Ibig sabihin, under siya sa'yo. SPO4 ka Am I right?
I am...
SPO4 siya. Ikaw, Colonel.
Yes,
Ibig
sir.
sabihin, siya ay nasa ilalim mo. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, ano pong sabi dito ni Tata? Kilala ko si Lieutenant Colonel Royina Garma na karelasyon ni Art. Totoo ba yun? Hindi.
Yes, Your Honor.
So nagkaroon ka ng relasyon kay Art.
Yes, Your Honor.
Inaamin mo yan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ito. Inamin mo na si SPO4 Narsolis ay nakarelasyon mo. Aba, matindi. Colonel ka. Si Arts, SPO4 yung nakarelasyon mo. Nasa ilalim mo. Hindi ba bawas sa batas yun? Teka, buhay pa ba yung asawa mo at that time?
I am annulled, Your Honor. Annulled.
Annulled na kayo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung po bang si Narsolis, walang asawa, Tata? Binata ba yung Narsolis?
Annulled.
Pap, may asawa po at mga anak po.
O, hindi bawal. May asawa siya May asawa po yung SPO4 na... Alam mo ba yon, Colonel, may asawa siya? Alam mo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ibig sabihin, talagang nag-isinungaling ka dito. Kung yung relasyon mo kay SPO4 Narsolis na may asawa, nakarelasyon mo. Maniniwala ba kami rito na nagsasabi ka ng totoo? Inamin mo rin na si Art Narsoles, karelasyon mo. At sinabi rin ni Tata na may asawa yung Narsoles. Kanina tinanong ko kung bawal. Hindi bawal, kung binata, ang sabi ni Congressman Acop. May asawa si Narsoles. Alam mo na may asawa. Nirelasyon mo.
I am annulled and this pending yung ano niya po, annulment.
Hindi pa anal.
He's separated, yes.
Pending, separated. Ibig sabihin, bawal ang ginawa mo. Hindi ka dapat nakipagrelasyon sa isang taong may asawa, whether pulis yan o hindi. Ngayon, paano kayo maniniwala dito na hindi ka nag-isinungaling?
Volunteer of Rise Up for Life and for Rights was killed in Cebu City. Under curious circumstances, there is no investigation into the case. Butch Rosales was killed August 10th, 2018. This was during the time of one of our resource persons here. And I'd also like to recall the two young men who were killed during the one-time big-time operations in October 2018. Rabi Lopez and Angelito Rosales. Their mothers were here on July
Mr. Chair,
or
it happened
25th.
in Cebu City.
In Cebu City, Your Honor,
Who was
October 4,
Who was the
2018.
station commander then? Who was this chief of police in Cebu City then?
The chief of police, actually, Your Honor, was the resource person, Royina Garma. And I would like to reiterate or to echo the statement of the mother of Rabi Lopez.
Go ahead,
because
please.
among us, Your Honor, there was one person here who was present during the wake of Rabi Lopez. The mother of Rabi, Raquel, says that at the wake, Royina Garma, who was chief of police of Cebu City, and her police officers came to their place. She was enraged and she hollered out and strutted around. And she was angry at them for holding awake on the death of her son. And ngano daw gibilaran akong anak. And she was telling them that why is there only one dead? There are many of them here. This was in the context of...
Mr. Chair, who was enraged?
Royina Garma, Your Honor, according to Raquel Lopez. The sworn statement of Ms. Lopez has been submitted to the committee, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Chair,
Mr. Chair,
can we,
may I ask Colonel Garma? May I ask, do you remember that incident, Colonel Garma? Again, you will deny it.
Mr. Chair,
My
I cannot
goodness,
recall
that is
the
already a
details.
testimony. You're going to deny it? You're impossible.
let me just state for the record the parliamentary status. There is a pending motion on the second motion wherein there was a discussion as to where we will detain GM Royina Garma, whether in the premises of the House of Representatives or outside of the premises of the House of Representatives. And there was a motion made by Congressman Gutierrez stating that she will be detained at the Women's Correctional Center in Mandaluyong. And we'd like to...
Mr. Chair.
Is that in
Yes.
relation to the motion?
Yes, because we have an information that we can now accommodate our resource person here in the premises of this House of Representatives. So thereby, we'll be requesting Congressman Gutierrez to amend his motion.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'd like to move to amend my motion again, given the development that the LSP has imparted to us that the House facility can actually entertain another detainee. I therefore amend my motion, Mr. Chair, and I'd like to move instead that in relation to the contempt order of Colonel Garma, that she be detained in the House detention facility, and the term to be determined is that until the termination of the hearings at the Quadcom.
Okay, there is a motion.
Second motion.
The first motion is to detain her in the premises of the House of Representatives. And another motion is For how many days, Congressman Gutierrez?
Mr. Chair, until the termination of the hearings of the Quadcom.
So she will be detained until the termination of the Quadcom in all its hearings. Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Acop.
supposing the hearing is not still terminated and she will tell the truth, what is the... Can she be released from detention?
Certainly, Congressman Acop, the violation she has committed is in violation of Section 11, paragraph C, wherein she refuses to answer and cooperate, and she tries to evade answering the questions propounded by the members. So if she changes her mind and she suddenly cooperates, then the committee will be more than willing to accommodate her motion for reconsideration. Is that all right? Does that satisfy Congressman Acop? Thank you. So the motion to detain GM Garma in the premises of the House of Representatives until we terminate the hearing by the Quadcom. Duly seconded. Any second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Comsec, please coordinate with the Sergeant at Arms. Now we proceed again with the questions. Earlier, Congressman Abante would want to propound questions to GM Royina Garma. So, you are now recognized, Congressman Abante.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I would propound question to Colonel Garma, I just would like to establish our hearing here that we are not supporting the killing of the three Chinese drug lords, being drug lords. But what we are trying to establish here, Mr. Chair, are the killings. They are not right. There should not be any killings at all, whether there be killings inside the penal colony or outside the penal colony. Just a moment ago, Mr. Chair, Congressman Adyong asked the question to Attorney Adel Jokno about Chel Jokno about the thousands of those killed in the war on drugs, while Colonel Leonardo said that to him, the war on drugs is a success. I would like to ask Colonel Leonardo, what is the success? Is it the war on drugs or the thousands of people killed on the war on drugs? Colonel Leonardo.
I'm basing on the, Mr. Chair, I'm basing my opinion in general based on the result, Mr. Chair, of what happened. The result of we are from 2016 onwards. I honestly think, Mr. Chair, that there was a little bit change of the situation. It alleviates somehow the affectation on war on drugs. That's what I honestly think.
But
Mr.
let me
Chair.
ask you, Colonel Leonardo, do you believe that on that war on drugs and the many killings that happened, that there were human rights violations?
Based on what I heard and saw on TV, Mr. Chair, there was there were, I think, some violations. Mr.
So you believe that there were human rights violations during the war on drugs?
Based on what I saw on TV, Mr. Chair, there was.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask GM Garma if she is now able to answer some questions.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Seeing that now she is actually emotionally disturbed, are you able now to answer some
Yes,
questions?
Mr. Chair.
Kanina nabanggit mo na kinancel yung visa mo, US visa mo. Kinancel ba?
That was the statement of the attendant in Japan, Mr. Chair.
Tama po yung sinabi ni Senior Deputy Speaker kanina, no? Doon pa lang sa immigration, ipapakita mo na yung visa mo sa US eh. Bakit sa Japan kinancel? Yun ang isang tanong gusto kong itanong sa'yo. Tinaya mo kanina na cancel yung visa mo. The US Embassy do not cancel visa just like that. Meron akong visa sa US eh. Okay? Now, nung ikaw umalis sa immigration, ano yung ipinakita mong visa?
Yung US visa ko po, Mr.
Oh,
Chair.
kung US visa ang pinakita mo, okay pa yung US visa, di binigyan ka ng go signal na immigration para umalis, di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Pagdating mo ng Japan, hindi ka nakapunta ng US, am I right?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ano, bakit hindi ka nakapunta ng US?
Hindi na nga ako
Hindi pwedeng ang sagot mo, kinancel ang visa sa Japan? Kaya nga kinontempt ka eh. Sapagkat hindi tama ang sagot mo na kinancel ang visa mo. Hindi nagka-cancel ng visa ang US.
The term is, it's invalid. The term is, your visa is not valid. It's canceled. Yan yung sinabi
Therefore,
ko.
you're telling us that the Bureau of Immigration is wrong in giving you a signal to go to Japan and conclude your travel to the US? Are you telling me now that the Bureau of Immigration allowed you to travel to Japan, going to the US, knowing that you have a US visa, and they stamped it, and you are able to travel to Japan? When you went to Japan, it was canceled. As you said, it was canceled, and you were not allowed to go to the US. I don't think that the Bureau of Immigration will ever do that, Mr. Chair.
Can I explain?
Yes, go
Mr.
ahead,
Chair?
go ahead.
Yes. Mr. Chair, when I bought the ticket, you cannot buy a ticket without presenting a valid US visa, Mr. Chair.
Where did you buy the ticket?
I asked my cousin to buy a ticket kasi may travel
Where?
agent
Where did
siyang
you buy the
nakilala.
ticket?
It is online, Mr. Chair. Japan.
Okay, then you must also show that ticket to the Bureau of Immigration. Am I right?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Upon buying a ticket, you cannot buy a ticket without presenting to the agent a valid US visa and passport, Mr. Chair. So in short, we were able to buy a ticket and by presenting a valid visa and a valid passport.
So you presented the ticket and the valid visa in our Bureau of Immigration. Am I right, Mr. Chair?
I did not show the ticket, Mr. Chair.
You
What I
did not show
presented-
the ticket to the
boarding-
immigration officer?
The ticket is what I presented when I checked in sa JAL, sa Japan Airline. And Japan Airline issued a boarding pass po. So yun po yung ginamit kong lumabas. Now, since stopover po ang Japan, we transferred from another airport to Narita Airport. And from there,
You did not
mag-check-in
stay in
online.
Japan. Did you stay in Japan?
No, Your Honor. Mr. Chair,
It was
I did
just a
not.
stopover.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And afterwards, you proceeded to the States, but you weren't allowed to go to the States.
Because there is a connecting flight already, Mr. Chair. So when I was at Narita Airport, I was supposed to check in online to get a boarding pass. So hindi po ako maka-check in online to get a boarding pass kasi may machine. So I approached the counter po mismo ng JAL. So nung in-approach ko po yung counter ng JAL, ang sabi po sa akin, we cannot get you a ticket because your visa, your US visa is invalid already. It's canceled. So I asked the desk why it is invalid. It's going to expire in 2028, ang sabi ko. Ang sabi po sa akin, there is no explanation. And then I asked her, did you ask US Department? Ang sabi niya, yes. So, did they explain to you why? Ang sabi po sa akin, no. So, I stopped asking
Mr. Chair,
question
sandali lang
na
po. Sandali lang
Mr.
po.
Chair.
Bago nyo ituloy, no? Napakahirap kasing paniwalaan eh. That you will get, you will travel to the US, you go to the immigration, and the immigration will tell you that the US visa is valid and they stamped an approval to it. Ibig sabihin, doon pa lang sa Pilipinas, nakakuha ka na ng ticket going to the US. Ibig mo sabihin, nakakuha ka lang ng ticket going to Japan, and then in Japan, you have to get a boarding pass.
No,
But Mr. Chair, sa aking pagta-travel, I have been traveling eh. I have been traveling so many times. Oo, ha? And whenever I will go to the US, stop over in Japan, dalawang boarding pass palaging tinatanggap ko sa Pilipinas pa lang. Oo. From Manila to Narita, Narita to the US. Dalawa kagad na boarding pass sa Pilipinas yan. You're telling me now that you just received one boarding pass from the Philippines and then you have to get another boarding pass from Narita? Is that what you're saying?
yes, Mr. Chair.
And when you got the boarding pass, then the Japan people told you that your US visa is invalid?
Yes, not valid is the term, no longer valid. Yun po yung term.
So let me ask you,
Nagtaka din po ako.
why is it that the immigration stamp your passport saying that your visa is valid? Why?
I do not know, Your Honor. I presented my valid passport. I presented my valid visa. I bought a ticket to the US. And it's a connecting flight sa Narita, supposedly.
You know, Mr. Chair, may kasabihan dito, ano mo sabi ni Marcel Aimee, and I quote, no? Some people are so false that they no longer distinguish that what they think is the exact opposite of what they say. Naniniwala ba kayo ron?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, you know, what you're answering us now, mahirap paniwalaan po
Sir.
eh. Why? Because we have Major Fortaleza, who is your classmate. At sinabi niya na kanyang pinapatunayan ang sinabi niya. And he will not budge. Major Fortaleza, yung bang iyong sinalaysay dito, yung pa talaga ang nangyari? Totoo ba yun?
Yes, Your Honor.
Therefore, nagsisinungaling si Colonel Garma. Major Fortaleza.
Yung sinabi ko po, Your Honor, yun po yung
Tagutin
totoo.
mo ko, yes or no, nagsisinungaling si Colonel Garma.
Yes, sir.
Anong masasabi mo dyan, Colonel Garma? Classmate mo sa PNP ito. Tinutulungan mo pa. And he is saying now that you are telling a lie to this committee sapagkat pinapanindigan niya ang kanyang sinabi na kinausap mo siya tungkol sa pagpatay sa 3 Chinese. So tell us what you can say about that. Now, please, kung talagang nag-usap kayo ni former Major Fortaleza tungkol dyan, na classmate mo, ibig sabihin, kung alam ko yung PNP at PMA, classmate, mista mo yan eh. Ibig sabihin, close ka kay Major Fortaleza. You're telling me now that Major Fortaleza is lying, and that you're telling the truth, and that Major Fortaleza right now is telling a lie. Now you tell us now, Colonel Garma.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's telling a lie.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, pero nakausap kayo, di ba?
Hindi kami nagkausap sa phone, Your Honor.
Hindi kayo nakita kahit minsan?
When we visited him, that's once, Your Honor.
You visited him just once. Bago naging Pangulo ang former President, yun ba? O Pangulo na siya ng Pilipinas? When you visited Major Fortaleza in jail, was the former President already President during that time or not?
That was July, Your Honor.
July of what? 2016.
Yes, Your Honor.
Therefore, the former president is already president. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what were your position?
Mr.
What
Chair.
was your position at that time?
None, Your Honor.
Ha?
Wala po akong position, Your Honor.
Anong ibig sabihin ng wala kang posisyon? Police ka, di ba? You're a police officer.
Yes, Your Honor.
What was your position during that time when you visited your MISTA,
None,
former Major
I have
Fortaleza?
no position, Your Honor.
What do you mean you have no position?
I was undergoing schooling, so we don't have any position, Your Honor. I was undergoing a one-year schooling.
You were in school.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, hindi ka pa talaga nakaposisyon bilang station commander or whatever. You were schooling actually.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ngayon, Pangulo na ang former president when you visited former Major Fortaleza.
Yes, Your
One time lang yan, di ba?
Opo, Your
Now,
Honor.
you're telling us here kanina that you never called him even once. Am I right?
Hindi ko po siya nakausap sa phone. Yes,
Okay,
Your
how
Honor.
can you really visit him without even calling him even once? How?
Mr. Chair, yung pagdalaw namin is just parang it's even unplanned kasi wala kaming klase that day and then napag-usapan na nandyan si Jimmy Fortaleza sa PCOL and then sabi namin pag-usapan namin na dalawin at random, supposed to be 5 kami Hindi natuloy po yung 2, kaya 3 na lang po kami tumuloy.
Nung sinabi ni Jimmy Fortaleza sa kanyang sinumpiang salaysay, number 4, noong bumisita si Colonel Garma, tinanong niya ako kung nasaan nakakulong ang mga Chinese. Kanina, nabanggit mo na wala kang kinalaman, hindi mo alam na may mga Chinese drug lords doon. Ito bang sinabi sa salaysay ni former Major Fortaleza? Mali rin ito, kasi nungalingan din po ito.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi nungalingan to.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ngayon, noong unang linggo ng Agosto 2016, tinawagan ulit ako ni Garma dahil gusto raw niya makausap si Superintendent Gerardo Padilla. Kasi nungalingan din to.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ngayon, noong August 8, 2016, tumawag ulit si Garma sa akin para sabihin na nag-usap at nakita daw sila ni Padilla. So, ibig sabihin, kasi nungalingan din ito na nagkausap kayo at nakita kayo ni Padilla.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi nungalingan din yan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Pangatlo na yan, At sinabi sa akin na, Bok, ako na ang bahala. May mga tao kami dyan sa loob. Kasi nungalingan din yan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now look, yung salaysay ni former Major Fortaleza at yung salaysay po ni Colonel Padilla ay nagkakatugma. Ibig sabihin, itong 2 salaysay ng 2 taong ito ay nagkakatugma. Ibig sabihin, itong 2 ito, laban sa isa, ay naging sinungaling sila.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ang magaling. Ibig sabihin na katulad ng sinabi ko the last time na ako ay nagtatanong dito, kahit ang Biblia nagsabi, when there are 2 or 3 accusations, witnesses, the accusations are established. Kahit po sa ating batas ganun. Alright. Ito po, nagtetestify laban sa inyo. Laban sa inyo. And you're telling us, nagisinungaling itong 2 ito, laban sa kanilang sinabi, itong si Padilla, GM Garma, ay active pa at this time. Ito pong si Major Fortaleza, may kaso na. Ibig sabihin, Colonel Garma, ikaw ay nakalabas, malaya ka. Itong si Major Fortaleza, nakakulong ito. Mas magsasabi ba ng totoo ang nakakulong sa nakalaya? Tell me. August 11, tumawag uli si Garma. At tinanong ako kung pwede ko ba daw padalhan ng pagkain yung mga nahulihan ng droga sa maximum compound. Binanggit ni former Major Fortaleza kanina na naghatid siya ng pagkain. Palagay mo kaya, yung paghahatid niya ng pagkain na sinabi niya, nag-isinungaling pa ito? Colonel Garma, please lang. Oo, dalawa na ang nagsasabi. Dalawa na ang nagsasabi na nagkausap kayo at tumawag ka sa kanya, ikaw nag-iisa ka lamang. Ngayon, tatanungin ko pa yung dalawa diyang PDL. 4 na yan. 4 na laban sa isa. Colonel Garma, mo sabihin itong 4 na ito, nagsisinungaling pa ito?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wow. Ngayon ito okay. Itong si Tata, sinabi niya sa kanyang affidavit dito, no? Kunin ko lang yung affidavit ito ni Tata. Sabi niya number 16, Tata, sabi mo tinan mo noong papalabas kami ng gate, narinig ko yung isang empleyado na puntahan si Fortaleza. Sabihin nyo na may dalaw siya. Pangatlo na yan, ang classmate niya na si Garma. Ang Garma na tinutukoy ay si Lieutenant Colonel Royina Garma na sa pagkakaalam ko ay taga CIDG. Itong salaysay po na ito ni Tata, ito po ba'y pinapasinungalingan niyo rin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Kilala niyo ba si SPO4 Narsolis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anong pagkakilala niyo sa kanya?
Nakasama po namin siya sa
Nakasama niyo
CIDG,
saan?
Sa CIDG 11 po.
O, Colonel ka. Ibig sabihin, ande siya sa'yo. SPO4 ka eh. Am I right?
I am...
SPO4 siya. Ikaw, Colonel.
Yes,
Ibig
sir.
sabihin, siya ay nasa ilalim mo. Correct? Oh.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, ano pong sabi dito ni Tata? Kilala ko si Lieutenant Colonel Royina Garma na karelasyon ni Art. Totoo ba yun? Hindi.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, nagkaroon ka ng relasyon kay Art.
Yes, Your Honor.
Inaamin mo yan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Alright. Sapagkat yan po ang sabi ni Tata. Si Tata, kaibigan ni Art Narsolis. Am I right, Tata? Kawabata mo, si Art Narsolis.
Classmate ko po nung high school, Your Honor. Classmate ko po nung high school.
Classmate mo nung high school.
Opo.
Ito. Inamin mo na si SPO4 Narsolis ay nakarelasyon mo. Aba, matindi. Colonel ka. Si Arts, SPO4 yung nakarelasyon mo, nasa ilalim mo. Hindi ba bawal sa batas yun? Hindi ba bawal sa batas?
Wala naman.
Hindi naman bawal yun?
Ibig yan. Wala yung walang bawal.
Teka, gusto ko lang tanungin. Hindi bawal sa batas na ang kernel ng PNP ay magkaroon ng relasyon sa isang SPO4 na...
Mr. Chair,
Hindi ba bawal?
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Akop.
may I ask if the Honorable Abante is asking the question to us?
I would like to ask a
the
question
Honorable.
to the former General, my good friend, Congressman Akop. I would like to find out because I do not even know.
Kung single naman yung Coronel at yung SPO4 single, bakit hindi ba yung pag-ibig knows no ranks? Puso ang nagsasalita? Basta walang prohibition according to law and morals.
Teka, buhay pa ba yung asawa mo at that time?
I am annulled, Your Honor. Annulled.
Annulled na kayo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung po bang si Narsolis, walang asawa, Tata? Binata ba yung Narsolis?
Annulled.
Pap, may asawa po at mga anak po.
O, hindi bawal. May asawa siya eh. May asawa po yung SPO4 na... Alam mo ba yon, Colonel, may asawa siya? Alam mo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ibig sabihin, talagang nag-isinungaling ka dito. Kung yung relasyon mo kay SPO4 Narsolis na may asawa, nakarelasyon mo, maniniwala ba kami rito na nagsasabi ka ng totoo? Sabihin mo sa amin. Oh, 3 na ang ang nagkakatugmang salaysay laban sa iyo. Inamin mo rin na si Art Narsoles, karelasyon mo. At sinabi rin ni Tata na may asawa yung Narsoles. Kanina tinanong ko kung bawal. Hindi bawal kung binata, ang sabi ni Congressman Acop. May asawa si Narsoles. Alam mo na may asawa. Nirelasyon mo. Alam mo ba may asawa siya? Hindi.
He's annulled already, Mr. Chair.
Annulled,
din po siya.
annulled din ba yung asawa ni Art Narsoles? Annulled din. Alam mo ba yon? Tinatanong ko, dapat nandito siya eh.
Ang alam ko lang, sir, may mga anak siya at may asawa.
May asawa at mga anak.
Hindi ko alam kung...
Ang alam mo ay annulled din yung kanilang kasal.
He's annulled, Mr. Chair.
Annulled. At that time na nagkaroon ka na relasyon sa kanya, annulled na kayo pareho.
I am annulled and this pending yung niya po, annulment.
Hindi pa annulled.
He's separated, yes.
Pending, separated. Ibig sabihin, bawal ang ginawa mo. Hindi ka dapat nakipagrelasyon sa isang taong may asawa, whether pulis yan o hindi. Ngayon, paano kayo maniniwala dito na hindi ka nag-isinungaling? Samantalang 3 na nagsabi na meron kang alam mo ang nangyayari. 3 na ang nagpatibay ng kadalang salaysay. 3 laban sa isa. At hindi lang yan, kundi yung relasyon mo kay Narsoles, hindi po tama yan. Now, tell us right now. Should we believe you? Okay? Sa Quadcom na ito? O kaya naman talagang gusto mo nang sabihin na totoo ang sinabi ng mga taong ito? Sabihin mo ng totoo.
Mr. Chair, I stand with what
Ano yun?
I stand with what I said.
You stand with what you say.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Is it because this is not a court and that you're under oath and being under oath that you could be able to insult this Quadcom because this is at a court and you still say, I stand with what I say, when there are 3 people here who are actually standing in their own oath, Colonel Garma, about what they said?
Mr. Chair, I respect this honorable Quad Committee, Mr. Chair.
I would like to find out from former Major Fortaleza, what can he say about this?
Actually, Your Honor, yung sinasabi na nag-usap kami sa phone, totoo po yun. Dahil we've exchanged numbers before sila umalis ng mga classmates ko. Nag-exchange number po kami before sila umalis.
Yan. Totoo po hindi, Colonel Garma.
No, Mr. Chair.
Walang exchange numbers.
No, Mr. Chair.
Meron po, Mr. Chair.
Colonel Padilla, ano po masasabi ninyo sa sinasabi ni Major Fortaleza at ang sinasabi ni Colonel Garma?
Base lang po sa pag-uusap nilang dalawa, dahil pinasa ni Jimmy Fortaleza yung cellphone sa akin, so ibig sabihin, mayroon po silang contact.
Nagkausap kayo ni Colonel Garma?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Sa cellphone
Pakiulit nyo nga po ang sinabi ni Colonel Garma sa inyo nung nagkausap kayo?
Nung sinabi po niya sa akin na mayroon silang operation na gagawin at may tao silang gagawa sa loob at huwag ka nang makialam at mananagot ka sa amin.
Ayan. Yung po ba'y pinapasinungalingan nyo rin, Colonel Garma? Sa salaysay ni Colonel Padilla?
Yes,
Hindi
Mr.
rin tama yung sinabi niya.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Tata, nung kinausap ka ni Major Fortaleza tungkol sa sinabi ni Colonel Garma, nangyari ba yon? Totoo ba yon sa laysay na binigay mo?
Opo, Your Honor.
Ayun. 3 laban sa isa, Colonel Garma. Na wala po tayong kinakampihan dito. Oo. Hindi po personalan to, Colonel Garma. Trabaho lamang po ito. Trabaho po namin ito. Sapagkat kinakailangan malaman namin ang buong totoo upang kami makagawa na mas magandang mga batas tungkol dito para hindi na mangyari ang nangyari pa sa war on drugs. Tama ho ba ako, Colonel Garma? Ikaw din ang nagsabi. Ikaw din ang nagsabi na hindi ka masyadong, tawag doon, hindi masyado ang support mo sa war on drugs ng dating Pangulo. Sinabi mo yung kanina, di ba? Did I hear you say that?
I'm referring to the program, Mr. Chair.
Yes. What is the program? Program is war on drugs. Am I right?
Yes, Mr. Chair, pero marami pa kasing component yung program.
Kanina, ang sabi mo, when we asked Colonel Leonardo, and Colonel Leonardo said that he is in full support and that he believed that the war on drugs is a success. And then afterwards, you were asked and you said no.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So you do not believe that to be a success.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Well, that's good. Oo. So at that time, you might be telling the truth. But listen, these 3 people against you, Colonel Garma, nagkakatagtugma ang kanilang salaysay. You still maintain that they are lying and that you are the only one telling the truth here, Colonel Garma?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, yun lamang po ang aking mga katanungan. Maraming salamat. Thank you, JM Garma, for answering those questions.
So, Congressman Acop, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Napakahirap po yung huli dahil kagaya ni Honorable Dagook, natanong na po ang karamihan ng mga katanungan. But be that as it may, kailangan gampanan natin yung ating obligasyon. Colonel Garma, ang sabi po nyo kanina, nag-retire kayo ng June.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, and you announced that in the flag ceremony that you are going to avail of early retirement. That was in June 22, 2019, para ma-refresh yung memory mo.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. And after your retirement, on June 24, 2019, former President Rodrigo Duterte appointed you as PCO
24.
General Manager. So yung mga sinasabi mong kasagutan at saka dates, those were wrong. Kasi baka naku-confuse mo yung pag-announce ng inyong appointment kaysa dun sa assumption. Di po ba?
Yes, maybe.
On record,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
you announced in a flag ceremony that you are availing of early retirement. That was in June 22, 2019. And 2 days thereafter, former President Rodrigo Duterte announced your appointment as PCSO General Manager. Ganong kakalakas. May I know from Colonel Leonardo and Colonel Garma, if you held a meeting in Davao in June 28 of 2016,
If I may, Mr. Chair.
kayong dalawang tinatanong ko eh.
No, Mr. Chair.
No. You did not have a meeting with your former classmates, class of 96 of the Philippine National Police Academy.
On that,
Remember, you're under oath, ha?
on that very day, Mr. Chair.
Ano?
Same day, Mr. Chair.
PNPA classmate mo,
Opo, Mr.
class
Chair.
of 1996.
May I be clarified, Mr.
Nagkaroon
Chair?
kayo ng meeting doon sa Davao last June 28, 2016. Yes or no?
Nagkita-kita po kami, Mr. Chair. Meron pong naalala ko na
Kung
nagkita-kita kami.
nagkita-kita kayo, nag-meeting po ba kayo? Yun ang tanong ko eh. Pakisagot lang po ng yes or no.
No, Mr. Chair.
You did not meet with your classmates.
Mr. Chair, hindi po kami nag-meeting.
Nagkita-kita lang kayo.
Opo. Ang ibig ko sabihin,
Yung mga
Mr. Chair,
classmates mo, galing sa iba't ibang lugar, nagkita-kita kayo doon.
Opo,
I think
nagkita-kita
is
po
your
kami.
answer. Tama?
Nagkita-kita po kami, Mr. Chair.
Umiiwas ka kaagad, iho eh. Pares lang tayong galing sa CIDG. Di ba? Pero ako naging hepe, ikaw hindi. Yes. Colonel Garma, would that be true also that you met with your classmates, members of Class 97, in
Yes,
Davao City on June
yes.
28, 2016?
I'm not sure of the date, Mr. Chair, but there was a meeting. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, there was a meeting. Okay, I'm just establishing the fact. Yun ang sagot ninyo. You're not very sure. Kasi I'm sure. Sigurado ako. Kasi we have witnesses. Tatanungin ko ba ito kung hindi ko alam? You're under oath.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, you met.
Yes,
Kasi
Mr.
matter
I
of fact,
said yes,
may
Mr.
sinundo ka
Chair.
pa nga sa airport eh. Di ba?
Not recall.
I'm just refreshing your memory. Correct? So, you met before July 1 of 2016 when former President Rodrigo Duterte took officially office. Karamihan po sa tanong kanina ay tungkol sa kung gaano po kalapit si Colonel Leonardo at saka si Colonel Garma doon sa ating former President, President Duterte. May I know kung sino po ang pinaka-senior na police officer present this evening? Oh, tama, this evening na pala. May I know who is the most senior officer? Please identify yourself.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. I'm Police Brigadier General Noel Sandoval from the DADM.
Anong class ka sa PNP?
94, sir.
94.
1994.
Okay.
Yes,
And you have been in the service for a long time,
sir. 32 years, sir.
32 years. And you were on, what was your rank during the time of the former president?
26, I think,
That's 2016 to 2022.
police colonel na, sir.
Police colonel.
Yes, sir.
Nung panahon na yon, ano sa palagay mo o sino sa palagay mo ang tatlong opisyal na pinakamalakas kay former President Duterte?
I have no idea, sir.
You do not have an opinion? At all? General, did you take your oath?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'm just reminding you.
I am not really into that kind of ano kasi sir since 2012 assignment
I'm not asking whether you're in that practice. I'm just asking what is your opinion? Sino ang tatlong opisyal na ng PNP na pinakamalakas kay former President Duterte? Alam naman lahat ng mga opisyal eh. Oo naman, no?
Yes, sir. The chief PNP, sir.
Who? Sino ang chief PNP?
Chief PNP Batu, sir, because he was appointed by the president. And probably, sir, yung command group niya.
Command group niya.
Yes, sir.
Magkikita pa rin tayo. You're not answering me correctly. Kasi yung answer mo officially siguro because of their position. Pero ang tinatanong ko, yung opinion mo.
Yes, sir. And that is my opinion, sir.
That is your opinion. So be it. Colonel Leonardo, were you the one who introduced Colonel Garma to then President Duterte?
No, Mr. Chair. No.
No. Sigurado ka doon.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Sino ang mas malakas sa inyo ni General De La Rosa kay former President Duterte? Kasi ito yung mga tanong na indirectly tinatanong ng aking mga kasamahan eh. Ako na lang magtatanong ng diretso.
Definitely, Mr. Chair, mas malakas po si Sir Bato, Mr. Chair. Senator Bato, Mr. Chair.
Kasi napilit ka niya na mag-retire early. I believe otherwise, Colonel. You know why? Narinig ko na minsan yung sinabi ni Bato, meron pang isang opisyal na mas malapit sa tainga ni former President Rodrigo Duterte. Hindi mo ba narinig yun?
Hindi ko po narinig, Mr. Chair.
Huwag kang umiti sa akin dahil naman iyo. Sagutin mo yung tanong ko. Kasi totoo naman sinabi yun eh. Di ba?
Possibly, Mr. Chair.
Abi ka pa rin?
Possibly po. Hindi ko po narinig na sinabi ni Senator Bato,
ayaw mong
Mr. Chair.
magsinungaling ng todo-todo, ah. Kasi sinabi talaga ni Senator Bato yun. There is somebody in the PNP who is nearer the ears of the President. Hindi nga siya nagbanggit ng pangalan, pero merong alingas-ngas kung sino yon. Now, Madam Garma, you have always denied na close ka sa Presidente. Pero there had been reports na ikaw ay nakakadiretso doon sa Malacanang. Basta't dumaan ka kay Senator Bongo. Would that be correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So, ang tanong ngayon ng karamihan sa aking mga kasama kanina, sino po ang mas malakas kay Presidente sa inyong tatlo? Si Senator De La Rosa, Colonel Leonardo, or Colonel Garma? Siguro yung mga tao na present ngayon, nanonood, kayo na po ang bahala mag-determine kung sino po ang mas malakas. Kasi sa akin, meron po akong sariling panukala o pag-iisip kung sino. Now, may I request Jail Captain Poro? Yeah. The third in command of the Davao Penal Colony. And the one in charge of the Bartolina. Yung in charge sa Bartolina, ikaw yung tinanong ko nung previous hearing?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Yes, okay. Now, may I ask the PNP, first, before I go to my main topic, why can't you not produce SPO4 Narsolis? Do you not know where he is?
No, sir. For now, sir, I cannot. I have no idea for now, sir. I cannot answer you the question, sir.
May I ask COMSEC if the PNP was directed to see to it that SPO4 Narsolis retired will be able to attend this hearing? Na-invite? And yung PNP, naibigay nyo ba yung invitation sa kanya?
If I may, Congressman Acop, I was advised by Colonel Cunanan that he assisted the committee secretariat in extending the invitation to Art Narsolis in several addresses. And one of those addresses that they delivered the invitation, it was the son who received the invitation. And unfortunately, when they were asking for the contact number of Mr. Art Narsolis, the son did not cooperate with the PNP. So maybe in the next hearing, we will have to ask the PNP and the NBI to bring him to the committee because he has already been cited in contempt.
Mr. Chair, there's a system in the Philippine National Police so that the PNP can be assured na yung mga retirees po ay buhay. Lahat po ng retirees may kabady. In my case, ang kabady ko po yung security officer ko. And every 3 months, I think, kumukuha sa ng litrato kasama ko para masabi, may hawak ako na dyaryo o kaya kalendaryo para makita na buhay ako nung araw na yon. So, bakit nahirapan ng PNP para hanapin siya when there is such a system for them to be able to locate SPO4 Narsolis?
General Sandoval, can you...
Yes, sir. Based on our coordination with PRBS, sir, the subject personnel, sir, has already received only the lump sum but not yet receiving the pension. So wala pa po daw siyang kabady.
Kailan po nag-retire si SP4 Narsolis?
August 2021, sir.
2021.
Yes, sir.
August. Hindi ba ang, I do not know if it is true now, pero ang lump sum mo, hindi ba 3 years lang? Would you know that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, hindi ba?
Yes, sir. But the pension is not yet being received by the subject personnel, sir. Hindi pa
ganon.
Wala pa, sir. Hindi pa siya nagpe-pension. Sir.
When would it start?
On process pa lang, sir. I don't know when will it start, sir. But
Kailan?
based on PRBS, sir, naka-process naman, sir, yung kanyang pension.
Hindi yun ang punto ko eh. Sabi nyo, nag-lump sum, pero I know for a fact, kung hindi pa nabago yung yung sistema natin, ang pwede mo lang i-lump sum ay 3 years, after which you will receive your monthly pension. Di po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. O kaya, hindi nyo lang alam kung paano siya hanapin.
As explained naman, sir, na nahanap naman, sir, yung anak kanina, but uncooperative, sir.
Okay. Thank you. May request that the Attorney Galicia of the NBI would take note of what would be taken. After the numerous hearings of this Quad Committee on Extrajudicial Killing, nandito na po lahat yung major players ng conspiracy to commit murder doon po sa Davao Penal Colony. Ang absent na lang yung tao na hinahanap natin, SPO4 Arthur Narsolis, na tauhan ni Colonel Leonardo at naging tauhan din ni Colonel Garma. Would that be true? Colonel Leonardo and Colonel Garma?
Correct po, Mr. Chair.
How about Colonel Garma?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And up to the time that you were with PCSO, inassign din ni Colonel Leonardo si SPO4 Narsolis sa PCSO? Would that be correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Correct po, Mr. Chair.
Yes. So, si Colonel Leonardo ang nag-assign kay SPO4 Narsolis na kasama nyo noon pa sa PCSO.
I believe meron pong covered by orders, Mr.
Yeah, I
Chair.
know. Pares tayong galing serbisyo eh. Kaya alam ko naman na may orders niyan. Ang sinasabi ko lang ay yung katotohanan na si SPO4 Narsolis na kasama nyo pa noon pa ay na-assign sa PCSO. Under what conditions, I do not know whether it's in accordance with protocols of the PNP. Hindi ko alam yon. Na pwedeng i-assign ang isang pulis sa civilian agency. So, I do not know how you did that. But be that as it may, nandito na po lahat ang kwan. Nandito yung superintendent ng penal colony. Nandito yung tatlong PDL na narinig nyo na lahat yung testimony nila. Nandito na rin yung kasamahan ni Superintendent Padilla, si jail captain na ba, iho? Jail Captain Poro, at saka yung in charge ng Bartolina. Kasi yung conspiracy to commit murder, sabi po nila ay nag-start nung pumunta si SPO4 Narsolis at kontakin yung kaklase niya ng high school. Inamin ni PDL Tatatan, nakaklase niya sa high school, at kinausap niya tungkol sa isang operation sa loob ng Davao Penal Colony. Yun po nangyari. Now, yung operation na yun, na sinasabi, involved the killing of 3 alleged Chinese drug lords who were detained inside the Davao Penal Colony. Una, 2 pa lang na Chinese drug lord. Pero may i-transfer na pangatlo from a different penal colony. Now, PDL Tatatan contacted PDL Andy Magdadaro to help him accomplish the plan. Nandun naman lahat sa affidavit nila, subscribed and sworn to. Now, this operation resulted to the killing of the 3 Chinese drug lords. How did this happen? The killing of the 3 would not have been committed without the participation of officials and members of the Davao Penal Colony. And what were the acts of said officials? There was a statement by PDL Tatatan na sinabi nila kay SPO4 Narsolis na mahirap gawin na patayin yung 3 simply because magkaiba ang lugar nila. Yung foreign nationals na nakakulong, nakakulong sa ibang lugar, yung mga locals na sa ibang lugar. So this information was relayed to SPO4 Narsolis. Sabi ni SPO4 Narsolis, ako nang bahala. What followed was galugad operations. Tama, Jail Captain Poro. You conducted 2 galugad operations. One, doon sa selda ni na PDL sa Tata and Andy, and doon sa foreign nationals. Would that be correct?
Opo, Your Honor.
Correct. And according to your statement and answer to the questions, inamin mo na it was in accordance with the approval of your jail superintendent.
Yes, Your Honor.
You stated or you answered that under oath.
Yes. Opo, Your
Tama.
Honor. Opo.
Okay? Now, sa galugad operations na kinonduct dito sa 2 local PDLs, ang nakita nyo ay empty shabu sachets.
Opo, Your Honor.
Empty shabu sachets.
Opo.
Walang shabu, kundi sachet lang. Tama?
Opo, Your Honor.
Yes. And naggalugad din kayo, nag-conduct kayo ng galugad operations doon sa foreign nationals. Tama?
Tama po, Your Honor.
Ano po ang nakita nyo? Ang nakuha nyo doon sa tatlong foreign national PDLs?
May mga cellphone, pocket wifi, charger, pati po mga playing cards po, Your Honor.
And because of these violations, according to you, they were ordered to be placed in a Bartolina, Celda number 6.
Walang ano po, Your Honor. SOP kasi, Your Honor, pagka nakabiolate ng prison rules, pwede na po ilagay kagad doon sa preventive cell. Pero ang nakalagay po doon, Your Honor, yung ship commander po. Tinurdo ko sa ship commander.
Huwag ka nang umiwas, iyo.
Opo.
Kasi kahit na papaano, sasabit ka. Huwag ka nang umiwas. Iiwas ka pa eh. Di ba? Do not justify anymore, iho. Kasi nandun pa lang sa pagsasagot mo dito sa katanungan namin and your answers were all under oath, may sabit ka. Sinasabi ko na sa iyo. Now, also, during that time, according to the one in charge of the Bartolinas, there were 6 Bartolinas there. Tama? Iho, yung in charge ng Bartolina, sinagot mo sa akin noon 6.
Yes po, Your Honor.
3 malaki, 3 maliit.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Oh, tama yung sagot mo. Tapos, what is startling about your statements would be the fact na yung 5 Bartolina, punong-puno, sobra na yung mga tao na nandun. That was your answer sa aking pagtatanong nung nandun ka nakaupo.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Oh, so, punong-puno. Pero ang sinagot mo, doon sa Celda number 6, 2 lang ang nandun. Tama? At ang 2 nandun ay si PDL Tata at saka si PDL Andy. Correct?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Ang tanong ko, bakit punong-puno yung 5 na selda ng Bartolina, bakit hindi nyo dinala doon sa selda number 6 na 2 lang ang nandun? Hindi mo masagot nun. Hindi. Ang sagot mo sa akin nun, if I remember it perfectly, hindi ka naka-duty. It's on record.
Your Honor, hindi po ako naka-duty ng August 13 po.
Kaya nga, yun ang sagot mo sa akin noon. Ang sagot mo, nung tinanong kita, bakit punong-puno yung 5 selda, doon sa pang-6 na selda, 2 lang andon, dapat transfer mo. Di ba? Kung wala kayong plano, dapat pinuno nyo yun. Pero in-reserve nyo yun para doon sa 2, kay Tata Andy at saka PDL Tata. At doon nyo dadalhin din o dinala yung 3 foreign PDLs kasama nung 2.
Pwede po magpaliwanag, Your Honor.
Ano ipapaliwanag mo, iho? Wala pa naman akong ang tinatanong ko, hindi ba ganun ang nangyari?
Ang pag-a-assign po kasi
Akala ko ba hindi ka duty para kaya hindi mo alam?
nung August 13 po ako hindi duty, Your Honor. Nung Sabado. Kaya Sabado-Linggo man po ang
Kaya nga,
rest day ko.
Huwag ka nang umiiwas, iho, at sabit ka rin. Sinasabi ko na sa iyo. Kasi yung mga circumstances would point to the fact na kaya ko nga tinanong nung araw na yon, ilan ang Bartolina? Ang sagot mo, 6. 3 malaki, 3 maliit. At tinanong ko, ilan ang mga taong nandun? Sinasabi mo nga, sobra, punong-puno. Ang tanong ko sunod, bakit doon sa selda number 6, 2 lang nandun, hindi nyo inilagay yung sobra doon? Kasi may plano kayo.
Pwede po magpaliwanag, Your Honor.
Hindi naman kita hinihingan ng paliwanag eh.
Sorry po.
Ang sinasabi ko, kung ano ang sinagot mo sa akin nung tinatanong kita. Di ba? Hindi ba katotohanan o nagsisinungaling ba ako?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Totoo lahat yung sinabi ko.
Yes
Kasi
po.
yun ang sagot mo sa akin noon.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Di ba? So huwag ka nang umiwas. Kasi talagang kasama sa plano na sa selda number 6 ng Bartolina, doon dadalhin yung 2 local PDLs at saka yung 3 foreign PDLs. At doon sila pinatay.
sasabihin ko dahil wala akong panahon pa.
Di ba? Ang report ninyo, ano to? Naglaban sila. Yun ang report ninyo. That's why they were charged for homicide. Pero hindi nyo alam, it worked against your favor because according to PDG Director General Lasso, there is always a time for reckoning. I think the reckoning is now.
Correct.
Mr. Chair, may I move that the NBI should conduct an investigation and get all the pieces of evidence and documents given to this committee so that they can file the necessary charges against those people who should be charged because of this crime, Mr. Chair. So move, Mr. Chair.
Second, there is a motion to direct the NBI to conduct a thorough investigation on the death that happened in the Davao Penal Colony, and it was duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Now, Mr. Chair, I also would like to ask to please make a manifestation here and perhaps a query to Colonel Leonardo. Colonel Leonardo, nakita na tayo. I think you were assigned in Manila, correct? Even in my own district yata.
Correct po, Mr. Chair.
Yes, okay. Now, Congressman Romy Acop already related the connection between you and SPO for Narsolis. And then, we also established the connection a while ago of Colonel Garma and Art Narsolis. So, ibig sabihin, Colonel Leonardo and Colonel Garma, kayo, kilala kayo investigador sapagkat na-involve kayo sa CIDG. Yung mga connection ninyo, nagkakatagpo doon sa salaysay ng ating ni former Major Portesa, ni Tata, ni Colonel Padilla, ay nakakapagtaka naman na itinatanggi pa ni Colonel Garma ang kanyang involvement dito. Hindi lang yan, Mr. Chair. We would like also to reiterate the fact that there was indeed a reward system that was even said by Mr. Mogato and even said by Colonel Jovi Espinido during our last hearing. And that reward system is more emphasized when even inside the Davao Penal Colony, Mr. Chair, that the PDL, Tata, and sino yung isa? Ano yung pangalan si Andy, Tata and Andy, received 1 million pesos each when they should have received 3 million each for killing those 3 Chinese PDL. Am I right, Tata? Nakatanggap kayo ng tig-1 million? Oo.
Opo, Your Honor.
And they were saying in their own affidavit that the one who offered them those 1 million from Art Narsolis was actually, according to their affidavit, was given from Colonel Garma, I would think. Di ba? Na find out natin sa mga salaysay ninyo. You see that? Of course, Colonel Garma would deny that, di ba? Pero ito I just would like to establish the connection. The fact is this. Art Narsolis is related to Colonel Garma. Art Narsolis is personally known to Colonel Leonardo. Art Narsolis is the classmate of Tata. Colonel Garma is the classmate of Major Portesa. There is a real connection here. And so, napakahirap mga paniwalaan ang kasinungalingan na nangyayari dito. Mr. Chair, yun lamang.
Volunteer of Rise Up for Life and for Rights. was killed in Cebu City under curious circumstances. There is no investigation into the case. Butch Rosales was killed August 10th, 2018. This was during the time of one of our resource persons here. And I'd also like to recall the two young men who were killed during the one-time big-time operations in October 2018. Rabi Lopez and Angelito Rosales. Their mothers were here on July
Mr. Chair,
or
it happened
25th.
in Cebu City.
In Cebu City, Your Honor,
Who was the
October
station
4,
who was the
2018.
station commander then? Who was this chief of police in Cebu City then?
The chief of police, actually, Your Honor, was the resource person, Royina Garma. And I would like to reiterate or to echo the statement of the mother of Rabi Lopez.
Go ahead,
Because
please.
among us, Your Honor, there was one person here who was present during the wake of Rabi Lopez. The mother of Rabi, Raquel, says that at the wake, Royina Garma, who was chief of police of Cebu City, and her police officers came to their place. She was enraged and she hollered out and strutted around. And she was angry at them for holding awake on the death of her son. And ngano daw gibilaran akong anak. And she was telling them that why is there only one dead? There are many of them here. This was in the context of...
Mr. Chair, who was enraged?
Royina Garma, Your Honor, according to Raquel Lopez. The sworn statement of Ms. Lopez has been submitted to the committee, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Chair,
Mr. Chair,
can we,
may I ask Colonel Garma? May I ask, do you remember that incident, Colonel Garma? Again, you will deny it.
Mr. Chair,
My
I cannot
goodness, that is
recall the
already a
details.
testimony. You're going to deny it? You're impossible. Go ahead.
I'm just going to ask, Madam, can you kindly invite that person to appear on the next hearing?
We will try, Your Honor, to fly them in again, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
please. Okay, thank you. And at the same time, I'll take this opportunity, Mr. Chair, to invite also Major Mary Jane O. Hastro. GM, you know this personality? Major Mary Jane O. Hastro of PNP.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
You know her?
Yes.
We will be inviting over Major Mary Jane O. Hastro. And you know also Attorney Carol K. Paquera.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
She's your Chief of Staff.
Yes, Mr.
And
Chair.
cousin of Narsolis.
Yes, Mr.
We'll
Chair.
be inviting over also the COS of the former GM Garma on the next hearing. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Mr.
Congressman
Chair,
Fernandez.
are there other victims in Cebu City that you would like to mention, Attorney Conti?
Those are the victims from Cebu, but we have a motley of other victims, Your Honor. We will endeavor to invite them at the next hearing, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Chair, although we are, you could be able to invite them in the next hearing that we have here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Conti. Thank you, Congressman Bante.
Mr. Chair,
Gatchalian.
with the manifestation of Father, a while ago, GM Garma said that during her time, that she is giving a budget to the Philippine National Police. Am I right?
Wala po akong sinabi, Mr. Chair.
Kanina meron kang sinabi na
Wala po.
binibigyan nyo ng budget ng Philippine National Police for the operations.
Wala po, Mr. Chair.
Wala kayong sinabi?
Wala
Let's
po.
look at the records, Mr. Chair, because I think that she said something that way.
Okay. Secretariat, can you check the records, the transcript? If indeed that statement was made by GM Garma.
Mr. Chair,
So,
Mr. Chair, in relation to that, I think I heard, Mr. Chair, if I may be allowed, I think I heard Colonel Garma saying about the support that you give to...
That is the allocated for the, it's a charity fund allocated sa
PNP,
sales
no?
of STL and sa PCSO
Parang ganun po yung
po.
STL, something about the STL.
so the fund that you provide the PNP is a charity fund,
Yes, it is in the...
and that is in the charter of the PCSO.
PCSO.
Yes, it is covered, Mr. Chair.
So, how
board
much do you give to the PNP every year?
During my time, kasi dati I think it's medyo malaki before I assume. And then when I assume po and we change the IRR, very minimal na lang po siya. I'm not sure kung 1% or 3% na lang siya compared nung previous. And it is focused on medical programs of the PNP and NBI na lang po
So
yun.
para sa medical needs ng mga members ng Philippine National Police.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Sige, okay.
But
we
Mr.
get it.
Chairman, we're going to ask also 1 or 2% of the gross of the whole collection of all the games.
Of
If
the
if that is so, 2% is so big.
Mr. Chair, it's not all the games. It's just STL,
STL.
game. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Anong average niyan? Do you give it
Minsan-
monthly, annually?
Monthly, Mr. Chair, minsan naalala ko, there was a month that we gave around, I think, mga 9 million or 7 million. It
And-
depends on the sale.
And the Chief PNP has the sole authority over these funds? What does
The check was addressed to the Philippine National Police, duly received by, I think there's an accountant and a
So it
budget
goes to the
officer.
general fund of the Philippine
Yes.
National Police?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Meron pong resibo po from the PNP na binibigay
Okay.
po sa PCSO.
Okay. Sige, thank you. Just a question kasi napag-usapan yung sa ang tawag doon sa fund na yon ay anong tawag doon sa fund na binibigay nyo sa PNP confidential fund?
No, Mr.
Yung share
Chair.
ng
It's
STL.
charity fund.
What do you call that fund?
It's a charity fund.
O kasi may findings,
Charged to charity
may
fund,
findings
Mr.
ang COA dito na mula ng 2017 hanggang 2022, around 600 million plus has been given to the Philippine National Police. Kaso, ang sabi ng COA dito, wala hong sinasubmit na fund utilization report kung saan napunta yung 600 million. So, maybe in the next, can we communicate with the PCSO and the Philippine National Police and submit to this committee a report on the fund utilization of the funds coming from the PCSO? I'm sure meron kayo din yan sa PCSO, di ba? Every time you remit,
Yes,
may
sir.
records kayo.
Yes, sir.
Sinasubmit ba ng PNP ang utilization
May
report?
receipt. I cannot recall if na-monitor po ng in charge sa department po, ng charity department.
Okay. Sige,
Mr. Chair.
we will just ask the PCSO at saka ang ating Philippine National Police.
Colonel Garma, do you have any knowledge, information, if Colonel Patay has a case?
He told me that he has cases, facing mga cases po. Mr.
May mga cases.
Nagsabi siya noon sa akin, Mr. Chair.
Okay, but you confirm also that he's in the class 97.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So, Colonel Marcos, kaklase mo si Colonel Leonardo. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Colonel Leonardo, do you confirm? Nakaklase mo po si ano?
Correct po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Do you have also cases that was filed against you? May mga kaso ka ba? No nakaraan? Except dun sa before, that's why nag-turn back ka because you confirmed kanina kay Chairman Akop na you have a murder case. Homicide ba yun? O murder? Kaya na-turn back ka?
Ano po, murder po, sir.
Murder. Okay. Pero when after graduation from the PNP and your career, with the PNP until you you retire, do you have a case?
Meron po ako mga cases na naipile sa akin.
Anong cases yun?
Iba-iba po, Mr. Chair. Ito po ay yung mga bunga po ng pagtatrabaho namin. Minsan binabalikan po kami ng kaso, Mr.
Pero ano yun? Murder? Homicide?
Iba-iba po. Meron pong murder.
Hindi nga, tinatanong nga kita,
Meron pong
iba-iba.
murder sa tingin ko po.
Wala ka bang kasong murder?
Meron
During
po.
stint? Colonel, ayaw ko. Tinatanong kita diretso. Kasi ang simpleng sagot dapat, may kaso po ako na murder. May kaso po ako administrative lang. May kaso po.
Apo, meron po.
Eh, napaka-defensive mo agad eh.
Pasensya po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, last na lang to. Now, wala si Colonel Patay. Some of the invitees in the next hearing was moved by co-chair Dan Fernandez. Yung mga inibita mo, kanina, nag-move ka to invite them. Ganito lang po. No, I have nothing against class 96 and 97 kasi maraming matitino eh. No, I have no judgment. Well, in fact, Fortaleza was also class 97. Dunggail, now in detention, was also class 97. Kaklase din ni, di ba ma'am, kaklase mo si Dunggail. They were involved in the kidnapping dun sa Bacolod City, pero drugs din yon. Drugs din. Anyway, ganito. Kanina nung tinanong kayo ni Chairman Akop, on the day of June 28, 2016, you confirmed that you were there in Davao. Tama? Kanina. Kanina,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
nandun kayo. Nandun yung kaklase mo rin, mga kaklase mo.
Yes, Mr.
Not all,
Chair.
not all.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Colonel Leonardo, you confirm also kanina na nandun kayo, di ba?
Hindi lang po ako sure sa date, Mr. Chair, pero nandun po ako.
Ako,
Mr.
sigurado
Chair.
ako.
Okay po, kung yun po ang ano.
Oh, June
okay
28,
po. Ay,
sigurado ako.
ko-confirm
Colonel
po.
Marcos, are you also present during the time, June 28, sa Davao, in that meeting?
I cannot recall, sir, na nakatin ako ng meeting noon that date, sir. Parang wala, sir. Hindi ako sure, sir.
Colonel Leonardo,
Pero pumupunta po ako ng Davao, sir, because of...
hindi, ito, Colonel Marcos. That was the time, 3 days before President Duterte assumes office.
Hindi ko maalala kung sino pa
No, sir, I don't think so. Hindi ako,
Wala ka?
Hindi ako pumunta nung petsa na yan, sir.
Sigurado
Mr.
ka?
Chair.
Colonel Leonardo, is Colonel Marcos present during the time?
Meron
Ikaw lang kumbida eh.
Totoo po yun. Meron pong mga classmate ko na nagpunta po ng Davao.
Oh, is Colonel
Hindi lang po ako
Marcos-
sure dun sa pecha, Mr. Chair.
Sorry?
Hindi lang po ako sure dun sa pecha kung...
Okay, sige, hindi natin pag-usapan
Yeah po,
petsa.
Mr. Chair. Opo.
Ganito na lang. Yung sinasabi mo, Colonel Garma, na pagtitipon doon sa Davao, that was June 28. O sige, sabihin na natin. Yung petsa, hindi kayo sigurado. Pero si Chairman Akop, sigurado siya dahil tinanong niya na kanina di ba? Now, etong tanong, anong lugar yon? Colonel Leonardo, anong lugar yon? Saan yon?
Yung...
Oh, Colonel Leonardo,
Teka.
gusto mo ako pa magsasalita? I want you to
nire-recall ko lang po.
truthfully, I want you to truthfully tell this committee.
I will, Mr. Chair.
Oh, what?
Just give me a few minutes, a few seconds, Mr. Chair. Nire-recall ko lang po. Pasensya na po.
Saan?
Okay po sa inyo, Mr. Chair.
Saan?
Ang pagkakaalala ko, nagkita-kita po kasi kami dahil...
Saan muna? Tanong ko saan eh.
Marami pong place na...
Hindi, yung June 28.
Meron ko...
Ito sabihin ko lang sa iyo Ito, Colonel Pag nagsinungaling ka, pasensyaan tayo dito. O, second floor kayo. Di ba?
Doon po sa may DPWH sa office na unang office po ni PRRD po doon.
Office ni PRRD. Tama?
Tama po.
Okay. So, Colonel Marcos, hindi mo matandaan, wala ka doon? Sigurado ka?
Hindi ko lang po, Mr. Chair, matandaan yung date, pero nasa Davao po ako.
Pero nakapunta ka rin doon.
Nakapunta
Doon
rin.
sa sinasabi ni Colonel Leonardo na lugar?
Opo, nakapunta po
Nakapunta
ako
ka ron. Okay. So, Mr. Chairman, just for the record, nung sinabi ko na nasa second floor, natandaan ka agad ni Colonel Leonardo. At anyway, Mr. Chairman, I hope in the next hearing, sabihin na po nila ng totoo kasi si Chairman Akop has also holdings about your meetings, and I hope you will tell all, especially Colonel Leonardo and Colonel Garma. Kasi wala rin, may ipit din kayo dito just in case. Alam niya ni Chairman Akop. I am giving you the chance, Colonel Leonardo.
Kino-confirm ko na po na...
Oo nga, pati yung meetings nyo. Gusto mo, sabihin ko pa sa iyo, Chairman Akop, sabihin ko yung kung paano kayo nilagay. Chairman Akop, do you give me the...
Kino-confirm ko na po, Mr. Chair.
Kino-confirm mo? Anyway, Mr. Chairman, into ko muna kasi I will just give them time also. Chairman Akop, okay lang ba? Okay lang sa iyo? Na I will just give them time na wag muna.
Your choice, Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you, thank you. Mr. Chairman, Colonel Leonardo, alam mo, bibigyan ko kayo, mag-isip kayo ni, especially kayo, Colonel Garma. Kasi, ayaw din namin. Pero ako, tandaan nyo, we're doing this for the country. No? Ako, hindi naman ako tatakbo na eh. Chairman Barbers, hindi rin eh. But we're doing this for the country and I hope all of us should cooperate. Kasi, Colonel Leonardo, kung ikaw, anak mo, kapatid mo, asawa mo, grandson, granddaughter mo, ilista lang, nilagay sa drug list, tapos ambusin, tapos all of a sudden, tanggalin yung pangalan. Oh, it happens. Di ba? Kaya kanina sinasabi mong successful yung drug war, I don't believe in that. Ako, ayaw ko mangyari yun. We are doing this in aid of legislation so that we can legislate in the House in this 19th Congress para hindi na mangyari in the future generation, in the future administration, whoever sits in this government. Ginagamit yung pulis. Diba? Kawawang pulis. Sabi nga ni Colonel Espinido, mabuti nga. Ako hindi rin ako naniniwala doon sa sinabi ni Colonel Espinido noong nakaraan that the PNP is the biggest group, crime group in this country. Kasi maraming matitinong pulis. But of course, kung politika na, yan ang problema. Diba? And I hope next hearing, pagtutulungan natin to. Kasi ako, sinasabi ko na, I don't want that my family, that my daughters, sons, granddaughters, grandchildren, na maranasan nila ang ganitong pangyayari. 6 years of dark era in this country. Thousands yung namatay. Kaya ako, Mr. Chairman, I will just end this interpretation of this representation, but I hope in the next hearing, sana po, the resource persons will cooperate. And again, I have nothing against, ang dami ko pong kilalang class 96 din, ang dami ko rin kilalang class 97, class 98, yung kinakapatid ko po, class 2000, marami po akong kilala na matitinong pulis. Oo. Marami po akong kilala. Kaya lang, ang sinasabi ko nga, I hope we are doing this for the country and we are doing this for the next generation. As of now, Mr. Chairman, yun lang po. Thank you.
Thank you. Colonel Leonardo, meron bang drug list?
Yes, Your Honor.
Colonel Garma, meron bang drug list?
Yes, Your Honor.
Colonel Espinido, meron bang drug list?
I have here, sir, list.
Okay. Sinong gumagawa ng drug list? Colonel Garma, sinong gumagawa ng drug list?
Mr. Chair, pwede bang isubmit ni Colonel Espinido? Dahil dala niya yung drug list
We will ask him to submit that later, Your Honor. But I'm just...
Yes, sir. Based on my experience, Mr. Chair, as station commander, kami po sa station ay naglilista po.
Naglilista ang station.
Yes, sir. Based sa TI namin, sa mga nahuli.
What is TI?
Mga
Tactical
interrogation or
interrogation.
investigation po, disclosure of suspects that are arrested, or information coming from assets and agents.
So this is done sa
Level
ng ano?
police station, pinakamababa po sa station.
So kaya malalaman natin sa isang jurisdiction, isang police station, alam natin kung ilan yung drug lords, ilan yung drug users, pushers, ganyan. Tama?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Sinasubmit po namin sa task to, then there is a sharing of intelligence. Kaya kung minsan, yung information ng nasa taas, nakukuha din namin sa baba kasi naayos po namin na nasa area namin yung operation nila. So naisasama din po namin yung intel ng ibang unit.
Okay. Si Colonel Leonardo.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, do you want
Can
to say
I be recognized, Mr. Chair?
Okay.
I would like to answer the question raised by Congressman Paduano, Mr. Chair.
Sige.
Sandali po.
Which question? Ang daming question nun.
Ang daming question kasi ng mga congressman kanina. It is only my question. Ngayon, pag Ms. Garma, you can file a motion, but you have to stay here muna. You can file a motion. Kasi tatagal tayo dito. Believe you me. Kasi kanina tinanong na kita, yung states mo pa lang na travel, mali-mali yung sinagot mo sa akin.
No.
Mali. I will give
Mr.
you,
Chair,
in the next hearing, Mr. Chairman, in the next hearing, tatanungin kita ulit kung sasabihin mo ng totoo.
Mr. Chair, I'm telling the truth, Mr. Chair, in my mother's grave. Yung travel ko sa States, sinabi ko na po ang totoo. I don't even know the answer why my visa was invalidated by...
Hindi lang yung visa, Ms. Garma, alam mo kung bakit ka pinigil.
No, Mr. Chair, I do not know, Mr.
Anyway,
Chair.
Mr. Chairman, if I ask her...
Mr. Chair, if you, I will be proven,
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Wait.
Na
Point
I'm
of order.
lying.
1 minute suspension.
I'm not lying. Yung...
Please address
Why
the
did I
chair
lie on my travels,
when you
Mr.
reply to
Chair?
the question asked by a member, okay? And clarify mo lang ulit ang iyong gustong sabihin. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Hearing is resumed.
I wanted to answer the questions, Mr. Chair. I have a daughter waiting for me who attempted to kill herself 3 times. I cannot leave her, Mr. Chair. She's waiting for me. She attempted 3 times, Mr. Chair. That's why I cannot leave her. Now, I will answer all your questions, Mr. Chair. With regards to my travels, that's the real answer. I do not know why my visa was canceled, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
Okay.
You can validate that if magtanong kayo sa Japan kung bakit. They didn't give me the exact answer.
I think Congressman Paduano has asked several questions to you, GM Garma. Not just about your trip to Japan. So it seems that they have not answered his questions, and you appear to be evading the questions that he is asking.
Yes.
And that is the reason why you were cited in contempt.
Yes, Mr. Chair, may I make a statement? That's why I'm appealing to answer. But as stated by the Honorable Congressman, Mr. Chair, he said that I was not telling the truth about my travel to States. But that's the truth. If that is the only reason, isa lang yan, ano pa yung other questions that I will answer? But with regards to my travel sa States, last travel, yun po ang totoong nangyari sa amin ng anak ko sa Japan. I do not know why my visa was invalidated according to that lady in Japan.
Mr. Chairman, to be clear, he was not contented because of that question of mine, because of the travel. And in fact, hindi ko na nga pinurso kasi it is all about the question being raised to you by the members. And you're evading the question. It is not all about your travel in the US. Eh, hindi pa nga ako tapos dun eh. Sa totoo lang po, travel in the US, di pa ako tapos doon. I tell you. You were cited in contempt because you're evading question from the very start by the members of this committee. Not because may question about your US travel. And ang totoo noon, hindi pa ako tapos doon. Ms. Garma, akala mo yun lang? Hindi pa ako tapos doon. And I will prove you in the next hearing. Pag hindi ka nagsabi ng totoo, I will prove to you that you're lying. Doon lang muna. Kung yun lang yung gusto mong pag-usapan, yung travel mo sa US, if you will not tell the truth in the next hearing, I have all the proof with me. Hiningihan lang kita kanina, hindi mo maibigay.
With the,
Kung online ngayon, dapat may record ka eh. Diba?
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Congressman ako first. Sige.
I think the resource person does not have any recourse with us anymore, simply because we have decided. If you look around, we do not have any quorum already to decide whether we would withdraw the contempt order or not. So I think the recourse left for the gentle lady is that either she files a motion for reconsideration or she goes to the court. I think her lawyer knows that. Kasi hindi na po tayo dahil nag-decide na po yung buong committee kanina. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman.
And with
Yes, that is true, that we have already decided, and if you want to question the decision of the committee, you can either question this before a court or file a motion for recon before the Quadcom. And we will certainly entertain the motion. But since the committee has already decided, and Congressman Fernandez is
about to move
to me to give him the floor, and now
Yes.
I give you the floor.
With the indulgence of, we sympathize with you, Colonel Royina Garma, no? But of course, we have already decided, and the proper recourse is to apply for a motion for reconsideration. And with in relation to your daughter na sinasabi mo po, can you kindly give us a I mean the certificate, no? Kasi we really don't know, no? We will be asking, the sergeant at arms to fetch, yung anak niya para to be with her. Para at least ay makita natin yung kalagayan ng kanyang anak. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I think it is just right for us to bring the child in here para makasama po ni Colonel Garma, yung kanya po anak. Yun lang po, Mr. Chairman. And I move to suspend this Quadcom hearing till the next hearing will be scheduled.
There is a motion to suspend, duly seconded. Hearing no objection, this committee hearing is suspended.